Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a brand new day. Let's go with the past and grab a new lens to life. So today we are going to talk about the pros and cons working at the Atlanta airport. So I already said in my last video that I worked at Starbucks. So I'll just go ahead and tell you my little experience. I'll talk about the pay and what you need to pay attention to when you are trying to work there as well. My first video talk about the hiring process. So if you haven't seen that, you can check on the link and watch that. Then you can come here and check on this experience. So first of all, let me just talk about the advantages. So one thing I will say is if you're an early person, this is the work for you because mostly you have to be there like 4:30 to start work. So by 12 or 1 you'll be done, then you just go back home. So if you're an early person, this job is for you. And secondly, I will say if you're a people's person, this job is for you because you get to talk to people from all walks of life. You know, it's the airport, so there are a lot of people coming in from different part of the world. So if you love to talk to people, this job is actually for you. Now, let me just go on to some of the things I feel is a disadvantage that you need to also look into before trying to accept this job offer or before trying to get into it. So first of all, I'm just going to talk about the parking pay. You pay for your parking because there's not really a place for you to park at the airport for free. There is a parking space for workers whereby you have to drive to that place to park. Then you pick the bus from there to the airport. You make sure that you get there on time, else maybe you'll be late, or you make sure you pick the bus for the right spot because there was a time I pick a bus, I went early, pick a bus, and unfortunately it took me to the wrong spot because when you're working at 4:30 in the morning, there will be a part of the airport that will not be open till a certain time. So if you get to that spot, you're gonna be late because it's either you have to wait for another bus, and maybe some will not be coming. So you have to be careful when you are picking the bus. And I'm saying you pay for your ticket because first of all, I worked for HMS Host, and luckily they are taking half payments for their parking lots. So where you go park before you pick the bus to the airport, you pay for that part. They give you a card which shows that you are an employee and you're allowed to park there. So you pay the pay for that was $25 since HMS Host is taking part of it. So you pay $25 bi-weekly for that parking space. So that is something that I can say. And to think about it, your starting pay actually is $15. So you are getting paid $15 and then you be paying $25 out of that. So the $15 pay rate, and if you are able to learn and be a barista within your 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or if you are ready and you get certified, you get a raise of 50 cents. And mostly to one thing I can say about this job is if you try to work early, you come around that 4:30, you get $1 extra on your pay. So that's something you want to have a look. And one thing I nearly forgot is those who work early mornings, they try to take off that pay for the parking lot. So HMS was actually pay for those people who come early morning. But when we were starting, there was nothing like paying for anyone, even if you were working 4:30. We had to pay everything. And when you don't have the car to get to the parking lot too, you have to keep parking at the airport whereby you'll be paying out of pocket. So you come a day to make 15 per hour and then you're gonna be paying almost 19 per day, which was so wrong to me. That was not worth it. So that's something you want to consider if you want to work at the airport. And the Second thing I also talk about being disadvantaged is, well, you could be an early person, so you have to be there exactly 4:30, and during this time maybe you have to leave. Make sure you leave your house around 4 or 3. You have to be there by 4, so you leave your house around 3. Because I'm saying this because mostly what you do is when you get there around that time, you go and wait for the bus. So after you pick the bus, you board the bus, you get through the airport, you have to go through security check. And luckily for us, workers don't have to use the travelers lane. So you move through the workers lane, then you are able to pass through. One thing you want to note is that when you are working at a concourse, which might not be or is not at the entrance of the airport, you have to be walking to your destination. During that early morning, the train is not working, so you will need to walk. And those who work at Concourse Earth, where I used to work, you take about 15 to 20 minutes to get there. The airport is very big, remember. It's one of the busiest airport too, and the place is big, so you keep walking. It takes a lot of time, and you want to be there exactly 4:30. You don't want to be late, so you make sure you get there earlier in order to get to your destination. And then one thing that I'll talk about these places, the people that we worked with were so mean. Like, I don't know if they decided to hire mean people just to work there. It was so bad. It's like people are ready to fight. People they have a lot of attitude. Oh my God. You are working and you know it's a customer service thing that you are doing. So I don't know what was wrong with people, and mostly they don't even want. Some of them, if you ask them about the drink, you're a new person, you're trying to get this drink, they don't even want to help you. But luckily, we have these managers who took time out of their busy schedule to help you know all these drinks. They also make sure that they give you a book that explains everything. And funny enough, almost everybody there try to make the drink differently. So make sure you pay attention to what the managers are teaching you, because they know what is supposed to go into that drink. Most of these workers, even though they have learned, some also make the drink differently. So when you're trying to make the drink, they will be like, oh, that's not how it's made. Oh, you have to do this. But that's not true. If you know what you're doing, if the manager taught you and you make sure you paid attention, you don't need to listen to all those people. So that's something that I can say about this. And one thing I feel I didn't like about the place at all is you can't purchase anything from any of the Starbucks at any concourse. You are not supposed to purchase no drink. They are not supposed to sell to you no drink, even if you've closed. So far as you're working there, you cannot purchase from the Starbucks. They will not sell it to you. You are not even supposed to purchase from there, which is so bad. I feel, well, if you don't want people to take no drinks, that's okay, because you don't want to run at a loss. But if they are paying out of their pocket during break, when they've closed from work, and you're saying, oh no, just because you work there, you can't purchase from there, I feel that is wrong. But well, that's what they do. And because they do that, of course, people also try to grab the drinks, get whatever they want to get, and they don't pay. They'll do that when managers are not there. So yes, so I feel that is wrong. If they want all those things to be avoided, they need to let them purchase their drink if it's break. And one thing I would say about this place is every 3 months, or the days they associate to your badge, you have to know your badge have an expiry date, 3 months or 6 months. I don't think it's up to 6 months. You will have to renew your badge. So the process that I spoke about, the hiring process whereby you go in for those background check, I think this time around when you're going to renew your badge, it will be a bit easier. So that's something that you want to pay attention to. You'll be renewing your badge, so you, even if there is a day that you wouldn't be working, you have to schedule an appointment and go renew your badge. And that can be done, I think, 60 days before your badge expires, because when the badge expires, you cannot pass through security, you cannot work, and that is no excuse. So that's something that you want to put in mind. Oh, and one thing that could be added to the process is that you get a free lunch. So you get $11.50 meal. So with this one, you are able to purchase meal from any of those shops there. I mean, the food places, but you cannot purchase it at Starbucks because they will not take you. You are not supposed to. So that is something that I would say free lunch, which is great, which is okay, but you can use it only when it's break time. After, you can't use it. You can't give it to no one as well, and you cannot purchase food and go home with it. So this is something that I want you to look at it before you try to work there. Alright, so I'll just end here, and kindly subscribe to my channel. If there is any question you want to know, just kindly comment below. Thank you. Bye.